on, everybody? It is Greg. We are back in the garage for another video, another vlog. Yep, it's been a while, but we have brakes for the GTI. Oh man, the weather is nice for now. We got some overcast. I'll show you guys. It's only in about the 70s. I went to the store, I grabbed the brake caliper kit just in case I need it, which I'm pretty sure I am. And yeah, man, let's get these brakes done because we have some other things that I need to do today that are not car related, furniture related, for the back patio. I have the tabletop drying right here. Super dope, super stoked about that. So what we're gonna do is get the brakes done, probably wash the car because it is insanely dirty and hasn't been cleaned in months. I haven't washed this car. Thank God it's gray. The dirt doesn't really show. And then, yeah, soon we'll be back on the bus. Don't worry. And eventually, some things for Christine. I need to go to the junkyard. I need to get the emergency brake situation fixed. That way I could actually start the car and park the car places without leaving it in gear, because I hate doing that for some reason. Alright, so let's move the Tiguan, center the GTI, and bring the box outside. It's going to be heavy. Find the jack and get this started. Alright, so after loosening all the lug bolts, which were on way too tight. Some were on, felt like over 100 pound-feet of torque, and some were somewhat a little bit loose. Here's a lesson. If you have a tire shop that you trust, always go to them. You try somebody else, that's what you get. I broke my torque wrench. Now it's a cheap one, and I know I shouldn't have used it to try and break the lugs, but I wanted that to break since it is cheap instead of my like Husky or Craftsman stuff. So yeah, there's just no need for it to be that tight. No need. I'm out here sweating and it's not even hot out here. My God, it's ridiculous. Like, try to support mom and pop shops and stuff, but Jesus. Lesson learned. I mean, truly, I should have waited for Chris at Action Tire, but he's in the middle of like getting his shop up and running, so he couldn't do it. But I had these tires put on probably a week or 2 weeks ago, and they just tightened it way too tight, way too tight. I don't understand, man. I really don't understand. But anyways, they're all cracked now. Let's get the wheels off. We're gonna do the front and back on this side, and then swap over to the other side. I'm just going to show you guys this side, and once that's done, then I'll speed through the other side, because who needs to see double content? Okay, there's about a little bit more than a 1/4 inch of brake left, I'm sure, but you can see these rotors, there's some like damage and scratches here. Definitely lower than, I guess you would call it, the lip here. So yeah, these rotors need to be swapped out. FK coil, nah, SoloWorks rather, sorry. SoloWorks coilovers in here, still looking good. A little bit dirty. I might clean under here, I don't know. I really gotta wash this car out. But let's see if we can get it. I gotta get this ring off. And then from what it looks like, I think these are the hex. Yeah, so I'll get some Allen keys for the calipers, and then looks like to be a T30. I'm gonna guess T30 for the brake disc, and then should be it. It shouldn't take long at all. Let's get going. Hopefully nothing breaks. Okay, so the two bolts rather, in the back of the caliper. Let me get in here and show you right here. One up here, and there's one down the bottom. This little harness is probably going to be in your way, so you just wiggle it out, move that to the side, and then you can get it. Now, I'm sure this is like a 20 or 21 head bolt. I don't think I have one of those sockets. I do have a 13-16 that fits nice and snug. So if you have a 13-16, you could use that instead. Got the bottom bolt out already. Top bolt. Heavy calipers. Just come right out. Now, I don't know where I can hook these. You shouldn't let them just hang. Well, it can rest on the tie rod. Boom. Just like that. So now, our rotor is free, mostly. I'm gonna get a T30. I'm still going with T30 here. Unless I could use a rounded Allen and get it off. Let's try smaller.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Fix your car, fix your home, what else can you do?
Gotta fix everything. It's my neighbor, obviously. Alright, let me go get the right tool. I was right. T30. T30. Rotor should want to come out unless we have to get okay, probably see if we can get our hub spacer off without damaging it. It's gonna be difficult. Okay, being a little stubborn, obviously, just water, corrosion, rust, all that kind of stuff here. So, get your sledge and just. Now, you're not keeping this rotor. If you were keeping this rotor, you might want to use a rubber mallet. A few taps, and she's off. What we'll do, we'll go behind here, we'll clean this off with the wire wheel, get it nice and clean, probably hit it with some paint, and yeah, we'll show the difference between these rotors. A little beat up, not beat up at all. Wish I was doing a bigger brake setup, maybe in the future, but for now, this will be a pretty decent upgrade. Way better. Now, we're not trying to win any awards on this part here, but way better. See if I have some paint. Spray it with some paint real quick. Get it all nice and uniform looking. And protect it a little bit more. And it'll be good to go. Alright, well, Found some Rust-Oleum stuff. Satin Canyon Black. If you were doing a, like say, a more prominent project or spray painting something that you would want to show, like let's say a lip or something like that, a good tip with spray paint is get like a bucket full of hot water, as hot as you can get it, not boiling obviously, but rest your cans either in that and let them sit for a while, or out in the direct sun. You'll get it atomizes the paint inside, and it allows it to spread a little bit better. Make sure you shake up your stuff. Now we're not doing something we're just doing here. Nobody's probably ever gonna see this, but just we're not gonna go crazy here. Just a light coat. Just to prevent any more rustage. Here's the funny part. I think I'm feeling drops of rain, so we'll see how far we can get. Time for the rotor. It's right. Oh my gosh. Baby's right here. This is gonna look so insane. So insane. Oh, I'm not even gonna let the paint dry. We're just gonna rock. Just like that. Stay on there. I gotta find the screw. Where's the screw? No, no, no. Where did I put the screw? Oh. Don't worry, I got it. Everything's fine. Crisis averted. There we go. Where's the... Oh, be prepared. Be over here finding bolts and all screws and everything. There we go. This is on properly. Alright. Now, what I like to do before I tighten everything that bolt down, just make sure your wheel bolts go in and line up, just as a little precaution, because you never know. Ever know. The last thing you want to do is finish this up and then realize your bolts aren't going to go in. Done. Look at that. I really wish some company would make rotors that stayed black. Like the color's just in the metal, because that is just mean as hell. I'm mad that my calipers aren't clean, but if they were, oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have to wash the car, because I can't wait to see this. I might have to like wash the car before I take it for a test drive, just to see. Like, this is gonna look insane. Interesting news I found out, so you don't run into this problem like I did. In the beginning, I was just gonna take the caliper apart in two pieces, but I figured I'm pulling the brakes out, just take the whole caliper out as one piece, and then I can do the pads. Here's why you can't do that, at least on this side. These pads on the driver's side has the harness for the brake wear. So this wire is running in between the caliper and the bracket here. So it's running in between. So when you go to pull it out, the harness gets stuck. So you do have to separate them to get this piece out. I imagine on the passenger side you won't have to do that because the passenger side has only the 2 brakes, but on the driver side you definitely have to take it out in 2 pieces to remedy that. So there's that. Just do it from the beginning, that way when you're putting it back together like I am, you don't have to now then take apart the rotor, I mean the caliper off of the bracket. Alright, got it out. It is a 7mm T-handle or Allen wrench for the screws here. It's hard to see, so if I'm not focusing on what I need to be focusing on, I'm sorry. The sky is just playing crazy tricks on my screen for the camera. Alright, so it's a 7mm. Got the old pad out, you can see. It's just a pretty weird design that they would run it that way because it does look, there's a little nick in the wire. But that's the way they have it. I've had no issue so far. That's the way I'm gonna put the new ones in. So let's go. So it's starting to drizzle on me. No real clouds in sight, but it is what it is. Florida. Got everything on, got everything tight. Last is the spring. I like to start the bottom, work its way out, catch it there, and then push it in, if at all possible, or catch it, depends which way. This is the worst. I don't know what this design is supposed to be from. I know it's this way on the GTI. I mean, the Jetta as well. But like, why is there a spring holding this side of the caliper in? Get in here. All it does is scratch the GD paint. There it goes. Just give it a, make sure you're in there. Bam. Look how good that looks. Now, I probably shouldn't, but I am going to just clean this caliper because I really just want to see what it looks like when it's bright red. It needs a little bit more cleaning on the calipers, but you guys get the idea. Now, just tell me that wouldn't be just insanely sick. Completely all black rotors that stayed black. A red or a bright orange or even like a purple or a electric blue caliper. Black car, black wheels. It looks so mean. Now, if we had carbon ceramics, obviously they would be black, but you know, who's got money for that? This looks so sick. Knew something was up when I tried to take these bolts off. What this guy freaking did. Completely trashed 1 and 2. Completely trashed. Thank God I was able to at least get them off. I don't think I would re-tap these holes. Just, come on, man. I knew something was up when he was putting the wheel on. He just kept going and going and going and going. I was like, yo, why are you doing that, man? Now I know why. Freaking stripped out the hole. It's freaking ridiculous. If you can't do a job right, don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, and I've had wheels on and off this car. I've done it. My boy Chris has done it. Never had any issues. Never, ever, ever. Go to this tire shop one time, because it's close. Jacked up 2 holes. Utterly ridiculous, man. That's why I hate letting just random people work on my car. Brake update. I was gonna do the rears, but for some reason my M14 is either too long or, yeah, that's it. It's just too long. So when I went to AutoZone right now by my house to look for a shorter one, they didn't have it. All the videos I showed online is just, everybody's just like, oh, M14, put it under a wrench, loosen the bolt. I can't do that, because this makes, the way this is long, it makes the ratchet hit the upper rear control arm, if that's what it's called. Yeah, it hits that, and there's no way I can get around it. So I'm gonna have to look for a shorter one of these. So the rears are on hold, which sucks, but because that's the one. Those are the ones that are needed to get changed the most, actually. So I'm gonna look for that probably today or tomorrow and get that done. So I ended up working on the other front because I'm not gonna waste a day. I got rained on once, a little bit, drizzle, no big deal, but got the fronts in, just got the spring back on. So these are done. So I'm gonna clean up under here just a little bit, and then put the wheel back on, and then I will probably wash this car because it is filthy while it's still cool. Yeah, so there's that. Ooh. Got them foamed up. Had oil spill when I was taking the old oil to AutoZone to recycle, so good thing I had those mats because it caught all the oil. Just decided to soap up Christine, get the GTI nice and clean, let it, I mean, is it coming across on camera? But it looks awesome. I really need to go, after I clean the cars, I'm gonna go see if I can find a socket that'll fit in the back, because I need to get the backs done as well. I also need to polish the headlights again. I should just get new ones. I don't know, maybe. What's going on, everybody? It is another day. Today is actually Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday. It's been a couple days. And we didn't get the rear rotors and pads done because the tool that I had, my M14 socket, was too long, and it was causing the ratchet to hit the upper control arm in the rear, if that's what you want to call it. So I had to order a super tiny short one from Amazon. If you can see, there it is. So it's pretty much the M14, and right behind it, the 3/8 drive. So that is going to give me enough space to get the ratchet in there, break loose those top bolts, and get the calipers off. So let's get started. All right, just so you guys can see the difference in size. Don't go nowhere. Between the two sockets. Look at it. It's almost twice the size. So that's gonna give us the space we need to get behind this upper control. Upper control arm is what I guess they'll call it. That's what it looks like to me. Or camera arm, whichever. But that's gonna work out way better. Oh yeah. You know, Volkswagen, they're good for doing things where you need specific and special tools. So if you have a Mark 6, a Mark 5, or whatever, this works also for the strut. You can put this in there and get that strut bolt for the front. This is gonna work out good. Okay, crack both bolts down there. Make sure you release your parking brake. Now, you should have no issues getting this off in one entire assembly. They're really, really long bolts. Now, some people say you don't need to take the whole bolt out because it goes through the hub and all that stuff, but you never know. I'll tell you one thing though, it is a very long bolt. Now, I don't know how far you need to come before you can. Oh, still attached. There it is. Caliper bolt removed. You can. It's probably easier if you release the cable for your emergency brake, but I've had bad luck with those things, especially the one on Christine, since it did break. So I'm just gonna pull you off and see where I can sit you. Let me put you guys down for a second. Let's see where I can rest this thing. Oh, there you go. You can rest it right behind the rotor. That won't last probably until you take the rotor off. This one doesn't look that bad. Some minor scratches, nothing too serious, but let's get this changed. So the wife came out and I was talking to her for a little bit. During that time I was hammering off the rotor. As you can see, surface rust, just like the fronts. Not surprised. Check out the difference in rotors. Looks way better. So I'm going to do the same thing to the rears as I did in the front. Wire wheel, clean this up as much as possible. For the ease of taking out the two 13mm carriage bolts, I did bolt up the caliper. It's still loose. The caliper bracket, it's still loose. What you're definitely going to need, it's easier, use a ratcheting box wrench for those bolts. After you break it, you're going to have to use another either pliers or wrench to hold this little square. It's like a secondary nut right there. That's on most cars. I'm not sure. I don't necessarily have the size with me, but I do have an adjustable. So I'll use that there just to keep that from spinning, because the carriage bolt bolts right there, and then I'll use the other wrench behind it to loosen the two bolts. That way I can take the caliper off, press in the piston, put in the new pads that are here, nice and thick. Look at the meat, and not these that are cracked, and probably that's why I was having the squeaking and squealing in the morning only. But you know, they need to be changed. So we are A1 good to go. Nice. Now, most like me will go and rent the brake caliper tool from AutoZone, like I did. It's like 60 bucks. You get your money back when you bring it back, or you keep it for 90 days, I found out, and then it's just yours. Okay, so what I want to show you guys, when you use the tool, you want to use letter F. See these two grooves in the piston, and these two notches right there? That fits and locks in right there. Let me hold that part, and you get your tool. We should probably do it this way for a little bit easier. Rest it on there like that, making sure hopefully it doesn't fall off. I have to bring it down a little bit lower. A little bit lower. These are tight rear calipers, but I'm trying to set it up where that's locked in there. There we go. Just tighten that part right there. Now you're locked in. See that? Locked in. And then you should be able to just turn and rotate. As it spins, it rotates the piston and screws it in. You can't just press in the rears. You have to turn and push. So when the piston is pretty much flush, it'll stop. No need to go any further. Release the tension, and you're done. Take your new pads, wherever they may be, and then you just, as you hold this, because now it's two pieces I'm dealing with, take your pad, oh, I didn't show you guys, bear with me, and you just slide it in position. You're going to take your other one, do the same on the back. This is a little bit easier if you're not holding the caliper, but there you go. Two pads in, with everything pressed all the way in. This should just slide right over. Make sure you're not catching the bottom bolt, or the sleeve rather. Take your bolts, put them back in, and then thread them back on. Couple threads, do the bottom, and then you're pretty much done. Tighten everything down, torque them to spec, put all your hoses and things of that nature back where they belong, and cables. Tighten everything up. If you're gonna do your cleaning, you can do your cleaning now. I'm not gonna bother. And then put your wheels on, and you got brakes. And then you do your brake-in process, and then you should be good to go. This looks so amazing, especially after I painted the little hub part. Probably shouldn't have done that. I just put dust all over it, but who cares? I'm not gonna show you guys the second side because it's just everything is exactly the same except flipped. So there you go. Obviously, it's a T30 for the bolt on that holds the rotor. 13 mil carrier bolts and M14 triple squares with the special tool that I got from Amazon. Hopefully I remember, I'll put the link for this below in the description. It was, well, 18 bucks. Yeah, $18 for this. So once you get it, you're not going to want to lose this. I'd probably put this in your toolbox in a special place, or keep it in your car somewhere, because you'll probably need this sometime in the future. So that's it. I'm gonna do the other side, button this side up, and then come back to you guys when I'm all done. Alright everybody, the brakes are completely done. Everything's tight. The front's looking good. The back's looking really, really good until the coating wears off. But that's it for now. Now I'm gonna go get dressed, hit the gym, and then break these bad boys in. From the 2 days I've driven on the car to work, I can feel an immediate difference with just the front stuff. So it's gonna be interesting once the rears are settled in, see how it brakes. The car brakes a lot more aggressive, more firm, so I like it. Anyways, that's gonna be it. If you guys like the content and you haven't already and you would like to, hit that subscribe button, throw me a thumbs up on these videos, and I will see you guys next time in the garage. Peace.